Hello, hello. Welcome to Tanesia's Locks Beauty Tips and Potpourri. Thank you for returning. For those of you who are my soul tribers, for the rest of you who are new, welcome. Today, I am going to show you, y'all, my hair is looking really crazy. I have been running around like this for the last few days. Yes, it was a week that I had to go to the Atlanta area, and I don't look forward to those trips anymore. Not to mention, y'all know I do spiritual baths on the regular. So when my hair has grown and I do the spiritual baths, it draws up, it gets married, it looks crazy. And if I don't groom it daily after I do these baths, once my hair starts growing, it looks all kind of crazy. I was supposed to see Efraj this week. This was going to be the earliest I've ever seen her, which was at 7 weeks. And y'all know I don't do 7 weeks. I was going to see her this time. I had an appointment. Something came up in my schedule. I couldn't go. So I will be going on the 30th, which will put me at about 9.5 weeks, which I'm comfortable with. So needless to say, I didn't get a chance to do my edges like I normally do before I go to Efraj. And I certainly can't go to her looking like this. Because you see, this is a lot. You can't see all of it, but there's a lot of marrying up here. There's a lot of crooked parts. And the thing is, when she does it, the parts get all straight. And then when I do it, they look crooked. But I don't care because, y'all, we're all about saving those edges. If you have not purchased my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, and you are trying to manifest your masterpiece, go get that book and add it to your healing library so that you can up-level your prosperity consciousness and you can dial your life up a bit to get a larger slice. First thing I'm going to do, y'all know I always talk about this. I haven't done a good job of using my oils this month either, y'all, and I have less new growth. I lie to you now. By now, I normally have this much. I have half that amount. This is probably maybe the 4th or 5th time in the last 4 or 5 weeks. That's just how all over the place my schedule has been. And I just haven't been doing my hair as much or spending as much time with it because I've been having fun doing other things. So let's just dig on in here. First thing I'm going to do, y'all, I'm going to deal with a couple on this area right here. Okay. I got to spray that to get it, let it sit in there and get it detangled. Y'all, this is the magic. Okay. It's going to get it detangled. It's going to keep that scalp clean because y'all know I'm going to wash my hair. I'll probably do that in about a week. Less is more. Unless you're doing this, there is no need to spray this much of I Am Melanin Magic on your hair. There's no need. You're going to create more problems than solving by overspraying. You just don't need it. It's not necessary. Plus, I know you don't think you can have too much hair growth, but in between a retightening, you actually can. Especially if your hair grows at a regular rate, it's going to speed up. All right, so that has detangled. It does a wonderful job, y'all. This junk was matted together. It's 3 oils in there specifically that I put in there for detangling. Now, many of the oils can detangle, but it's the synergistic effect of more than one oil. Well, synergy implies more than one, right? But it's the synergistic effect that is what makes the difference. So then I just go through and I gently pull and gently separate. If you find something that is stuck together, I've used the I Am Melanin Magic. You see that right there? This is what you don't want. It's just one piece of hair. So you need to take your time. Because 9 times out of 10, you can separate it. Yep, you see that? I just pulled it out of the other piece. I separated it without losing it. That's what is not, with a capital N-O-T, going to happen with your loctician. They are not going to take the care to do that. And that is what is your greatest nemesis. Okay, that is what will cause you over time to have lock trauma. And y'all know I talk about lock trauma. I may not call it that, but that's what it is. But the oil will pretty much do it on its own. Now, you guys, I want y'all to pay attention over the next few times when you see my video. I combine these myself. This is my first dragon in 10 years. Okay? Y'all know this oil will start making your hair grow up in these areas, and you'll have to make another lock. And it'll be a thin lock, which will cause you to sometimes have to combine. You also always see me talk about the plucked chicken look. If you look at any of my older videos, I don't care which ones you look at pre 1 year, you're going to see a big empty spot right here when I do this. Ask me where it is now. Ask me why I lived. And you saw me spray this, but I used the magical hair growth serum on here. I didn't use this as a targeted way to heal this. This was me experimenting after you guys sent me pictures and your testimonials. I was looking through my hair one day and I said, you know what? Maybe this is a little too much plucked chicken, because it is a little different than this side. But I've gotten used to my hair all these years doing this. And so I never bothered. But now look, I got all this little peach fuzz in here. It just grows in. So I'm blessed. This side is very tangled as well, so you see me just gently pull. Okay, and where you feel it's combined, figure out which braid it's coming from and pull it to that one very gently. There's no need to lose hair if you're careful. Especially y'all, because my locks up here in the beginning were thicker. I wanted them smaller. So Frisch took them out, she made them smaller. So I have to be careful. I can't afford to lose no hair up in this area. That's why I don't play when it comes to my retightnings in this area. Most of the time, although not all of the time, I will have already retightened them once, because for the thin pieces that are very fragile and vulnerable to breakage, the longer you go without the retightening in those areas, the worse. Y'all know this is my little craft needle. Please don't ask me where I get this, because I tell you guys right here from Walmart, it is a craft needle. I know those of you, some of you that ask is because you don't watch the whole video from start to finish, and I get that, because y'all don't have a lot of time. So somewhere in between this, I'll try to remember to say it again. It's a craft needle from Walmart. And I know this looks like it's taking me forever to thread this needle. And y'all are probably thinking, man, I ain't got time for that. That's been 2 minutes already. But you can also take this craft needle and open it up like I did here. I opened it up. It's a little bit wider. Okay, now I'm just going to go in my little... First I'm going to... Because y'all know out here, I don't have Sophia's name. If I lock this, I'm going to be in trouble. So I really need to stop playing looking at y'all. Okay, I'm starting over here at what some might say is east or 9. Going down south to see my aunt. Coming back over. Well, actually, that would be east 3. Now I'm going uptown. Okay. Be constantly checking, because when you marry, it is not nice. You need to be in a well-lit area. And you need to have one of those little clips that they use when they put the jerry curl in your hair to hold this back. Even though you may think you have it separated, trust me, you don't. And you won't know until you mess around and combine one. Then you will be fit to be tied. The idea is to make sure you don't go in the same direction twice. So you kind of do need to focus a little bit. If the parts are not perfect, it's not going to kill you. Why? Because you're combining new hairs, short hairs, at least I am. And so eventually they're going to grow out and they're going to kind of rebel anyway before they lock. So by the time Efraja gets to it, it'll be loose. Just enough for her to put it in the right rotation. And y'all, I will tell y'all, I have broken this one up 3 times in the lifetime of my career with this journey. And all that is saying is that the hair has gotten thicker, okay? Not just by the length, because that's not the issue. You want your scalp. That sounds so indigent. And I know what indigent means. I just pick up words sometimes just to be creative. That sounds so crazy. It sounds lacking in sophistication. That's why I said indigent. But yeah, who has time for that? Let me switch to this needle. See how easy that one was? And I'm just going to go through here. This is always, I never worry about this part. This is the strongest part of my hair right here. That super fine baby hair that's right here is the strongest part of my hair. I never worry about this breaking. Before you let go, make sure you didn't combine. You see how I held that up there like that? Like this. Because if you married something, you're going to be in trouble trying to get it out. I know I will be all the way out here in the country. I will have to drive 2.5 hours to beg one of my children to unmarry this. Because in 2 weeks, it will be stuck together and I will be very sad. And that's why I'm going to have to be real careful now when I start fooling with my hair. Especially in these videos with y'all. Because when I do this, I can't really see that well. I'll say when it does that, you got some problem. Don't keep trying to pull it through. See where the tangle is coming in. You see that? Ooh-wee. Look at that. See, I have a little something trying to be in there. There. Now I'm good. I'm good. You see that? I'm good. I'm going to do one more. And do you see how you got to really do something with that? Because that hair will break. It will snap. It's very thin. And you need to thicken it and give it some support by going ahead and retightening it. You can't afford to wait on this. All right. So for those of you who are trying to get to a longer cycle between doing your retightnings, a week or two, no big deal. Beyond a week and a half, 2 weeks, you need to go ahead and retighten those very, very tender areas. I'm telling you, otherwise you will be sorry. And when you retighten, y'all, you want to retighten like you're dealing with cotton. Speaking of cotton, y'all, there are a lot of cotton fields around here. Too doggone many. And I got to tell you, I'll be feeling some kind of way when I ride by those cotton fields. And this past week, one of the well-to-do families, these people keep coming by here. I'm wondering why. But one of the well-to-do families came by and invited my husband and I to dinner. And talk about a house on 70 acres. And meeting one of the people that grew up as a farmer that owned some of the cotton fields. I thought to myself, that's that family money that they have that came about as a result of our disenfranchisement. So you can't help it. I know when they think of cotton fields, to them, they don't think of anything. But we can't help but feel some kind of way or have an experience, not even feel some kind of way, because feeling some kind of way would require some type of cognition, right? You'd have to be thinking about something consciously to feel some kind of way about it. But there's a spiritual heaviness that happens. And I don't feel like I'm making this up consciously, because I remember feeling it the first time I saw the fields, and they are beautiful. And there's cotton. There are a couple pieces that have blown into my yard from a mile or two away. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And they stretch for as far as the eye can see. But the very first time I saw it, I had a sort of a spiritual heaviness. And I feel like I felt that before I had even a thought. So I attribute it to the lost souls, people who were victimized on those plantations. They're sitting on, when you think about it, a lot of tribulation. They are reaping what they feel are the benefits of the lives of torture of many people. And I honestly wouldn't want to live on that land when I think about it. I wouldn't want to have much to do with cotton unless I was purifying my money and donating something back to that community to sort of cleanse and put some barakah, some blessing. Barakah is an Arabic word for blessing. Put some barakah in that situation. And I really seriously feel that way. Because it's like all that karma energy is neither created nor destroyed. Where are they going? You. Now y'all heard me pop that. Don't do that. So you see where I am so far, right? So I'm going to do one more. I can't help it. This is going to be the mess up here. See that? You see how fast this is growing? And I told y'all, now, I'm not even going to talk about this because y'all not going to believe me. You got to experience it for yourself. Shout out to Abigail. Shout out to Abigail. How are you, my sister? Every time I think of somebody's name, Leticia, some of you guys who, D, what's up, Miss Roscoe? Some of y'all that are purchasing. This makes me think, gosh, did this one get retightened last time? Because it's too much hair. But there's something peculiar that happens to the very thin locks. So you have to be careful. And when you're tightening this up, y'all, listen to this. You don't want to hear jack. Get the clip. Otherwise, you're going to combine. I'm just going to tell you. It's going to look like you're not. You will combine. Feel it before you let it go. Take your time. I got to stop. I feel myself getting ready to make some crazy mistake. So guess what? Because I am not here by myself, I can't afford to play. But yeah, so that karma energy is neither created nor destroyed, which means it's what? It's manufactured, it's remanufactured, it's recycled. It's a part of the death and life process. Its influence is still present somewhere in the reality, which means that anything that you send out is coming back to you, right? You send your roosters out, baby. You think they're going to come back to somebody else? When you send your chickens out, you think they're going to come back to somebody else's house? No, they're going to come back to your house. They're coming back to your house. So, you know, you got to find ways to purify things, which is why we tithe, or in Islam, we call it sadaqah. You pay some type of charity. If you're of the Jewish faith, I forget what they call it, and many other faiths, but the bottom line is there's a certain amount of your money that you have to purify. All right? And there's certain sources of money that are supposed to be illegal to you. All right? And I am not preaching, because y'all know me, I am not a religious person. Am I spiritual? Do I know God? Oh, yes. Do I feel like I need a mediator and a building and an edifice necessarily? No. Do I judge other people for it? No, because it's none of my business. Just like it's none of anybody else's business what I'm doing, right? Okay. So I hope that this provides y'all with some kind of... See the difference? And it feels good, y'all. I can guarantee you're not going to see that big... I got to keep doing this. This is really looking good, right? Now, you see this little piece? This is not a lock. It needs to be one. Okay, so what I have to do is either let it stay baby hair or keep trying to get it to grow like I did all these other little pieces, and then eventually attach something to it to hold it like an extension, and then continue to work with it over time. But this is basically my beautiful butterflies in transformation, just like me. Let me close this window. This is basically what I do, and you can see the difference, right? So I'm going to get to this probably tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, a tangle. 6. You see that? Almost instant, y'all. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 13. I gotta do it. I thought I felt, yep, you see that? You see that's tangled, right? All right. Put that in there. Like I said, don't use this oil under normal situations like that. There's no need to. Less is more with these oils, y'all. Trust me when I tell you. And when you wash your hair thoroughly so that your hair can remain light and fluffy and it doesn't start to feel weighed down. Let's face this. This is 8 ounces, right? All right. So I hope that you benefited from this video. I hope that I clarified or demystified something for you. I love you, my sisters. And if you're interested in purchasing the I Am Melanin Magic Oil or the Magical Hair Growth Serum, which is what will treat problem areas, it is not to be used. This can, but the Magical Hair Growth Serum is not to be used all over your head. Please don't do that. Or if you're interested in the acne serum or the anti-aging serum, which y'all, I have to be honest, my skin has really improved since I started using my own serum. Y'all remember when I introduced it to the channel about at the beginning of COVID. I put concealer here, y'all. I don't put anything up here. I don't put anything here or here or here. My skin is not perfect, but I tell you one thing. It looks hella better than it used to some years ago. It does. So if you're interested in that magical hair growth serum and you want to beautify and enhance, because that's all we're trying to do. We can't remake anything, but we can enhance the way we look to where we can feel better about ourselves, then go to IamMelaninMagic.com. IamMelaninMagic.com, or shoot me a text. Do not call. Please shoot me a text, 678-438-6442. And I will send you a text telling you how to order, but I cannot give advice. I don't like to give personal one-on-one advice, you know, like that, because I don't want to be liable for that, because I do all sorts of things to my hair, but that's because I'm willing to take certain risks. And y'all already know I'm kind of a maverick. I'm a nonconformist. Yeah, I'm paying for not having using my oil this month because I have nowhere near the new growth I normally do. So maybe over the next 2 weeks, I'll try to get busy using it so that by the time I get to effrage, maybe I can get another 1/4 inch between now and then. But honestly, I'm satisfied with the length of my hair, y'all. It's long. I'm not even, look. It's long, right? So, y'all see my fat rolls too, don't y'all? I love y'all. I hope y'all have a beautiful afternoon, morning, evening, weekend, weekday, workday, whatever. Be well, be prosperous, be peaceful, and productive.